With the animation complete then, we can now move on to exporting everything we've done so far to make it ready to be imported into Unreal Engine 4. The first thing we need to do is export the character itself without any animations on it. So I'm going to open a scene for that. And you just need to get one that is your completed character without any animation. So for me, it's this version 11 that I've got. So I'll open that. And if I move through the time slider, you can see no animation on there whatsoever. Now this really should just be a case of exporting it, but there is one thing that I want to correct, and I need to do it on this version. I don't need to do it on any others, just this one. And I'll try and show you what it is. There you go. As the light catches his face, you can see that the screen's not flat. It's got this kind of crease here that's not particularly nice to look at. So we're just going to fix that before we export. So let's just open the channel box. We're going to take the geometry out of reference and put this into face mode, like so. Then I'm just going to select the 4 faces in the middle, just take that glare off, and then I'm just going to press shift and full stop, and that will just select kind of all the screen like that. And then I'm just going to do mesh display and harden edge. There we go. So now if I go back into object mode and move that around, you can see that that now looks flat. It's just nicer to look at. Okay then, let's export this guy. So file, export all is what we need. And I'm going to create a new folder for all these files that I'm going to create. So I'm going to come out of my scenes folder for now. And I'm just going to come up to this kind of top level here. Third person character tutorial is what I'm calling it. I'll create a new folder there. And I'm just going to call this exported. And then we'll call this one Rob Mesh, because this is the kind of mesh that we want. And then just make sure that you've got the following settings on this one. So smoothing groups, yeah. Smooth mesh, yeah. There's nothing else that we need there. And for this one, we don't need animation turned on. So we can just click on export. You will get this warning, but we can ignore it. There's nothing there that we need to do with it. So we'll close that. Okay, that's the first one exported. Now we need to do one of the animations. So we're just going to open the scene. And we'll do them in the order that we animated them. So we'll start with the idle. So there we go. We'll open this up. I will save this because I made a change to the face. And here we have the idle. So let's just have a quick look at that. Cool. I just want to remind myself where this starts and ends. Okay, so it's not a big deal, but you can see I've got a frame set on 51, which matches 1, so it means we're only going to export as far as frame 50. So let's just, oh, not like that, frame 50, there we go. That's the cycle that I want to export. So we're going to do File, Export All again. You can see that it has remembered where I want to put it, which is very helpful. We're going to call this one Rob_idle. And this time, I think you have to include the geometry, so I'm not going to turn that off. But we do need to export the animation. So we'll tick the box there. And then it's this bit here that we really need to worry about. So we do want to bake the animation. We're going to set the start and end frames. So 1 and 50 is what we decided on. And we are going to resample everything. And that will do it. We can now click on export for this one. Lovely. And we repeat this for the next two. So File, Open Scene. And now we're going to do the walk cycle. Again, I just want to double check where this starts and finishes to make sure that I'm not duplicating any frames. So let's just turn a controller on to see. Yep, so there's a frame on 25, which means 1 to 24 is probably fine. So we're going to do File, Export All. This one's going to be Rob_walk. Everything has been remembered from the last time we set this up. So bake animations on, we just need to set the end frame. So frame 1 to frame 24 and then export. Lovely. So we'll close that and then we're going to do the run cycle next. So open scene, let's open the run. Yeah, that's working fine. So what we need to do now is just double check where I've got the frames looping. Yeah, it went up to 23, so 1 to 22 is what I want. file, export all, rob_run, frames 1 to 22, and then export. Okay, so now we're going to do the jump. This is going to be slightly different. Let's get it opened up first. So there's the jump. So we have set one keyframe on this, but I just tested this to see what would work. It won't let us do this if we export just one frame. We need to do two. Otherwise, it doesn't see it as an animation take, which is what we need. So let's set that up. So file, export all. This is going to be Rob. Well, this is actually a fall, so we'll call it fall. And we can just use it as the jump. So Rob fall, and we're going to do frames 1 to 2, and that'll at least give us an animation take. And then we export. And that's it. That's everything that we need. What I'm going to do is just make one more change to the way that I have got all my files set up, so that when I'm in Unreal Engine, I only need to be looking in one folder. So here's the folder that I've got set up. Here's all the animations that I've just exported. And what I want to do is just go into my robot character. I'm going to go into source images and just take this head texture. So I'm just going to do a copy of this. And we're just going to drop this in exported because we're going to need that texture as well. So that now puts everything we need for this step in the same folder. And that will do it for this video. In the next one, we're going to create a new Unreal Engine 4 project and set about getting things imported. So I'll see you there for that. I'm able to continue making these videos thanks to the ongoing support of my amazing Patreon community. If you'd also like to support Game Dev Academy via Patreon, then check out the link in the description below. Thank you.